Oh.
He saw his own
That was him
eyeball?
coming
Well,
back?
that you're never supposed to see. Wait, it came out?
You shouldn't see
Is that a real thing?
Yeah,
his
your
eyeball
eyeballs-
fell out of his fucking head?
Your eyeballs
And
can
he
fall
saw
out.
that?
Your eyeballs can fall out.
And his cousin's an actor too, you say?
Please welcome to the stage the best comedic trio since me and those pigeons from the plane. It's Josh Sharp, Joe Firestone, and Devon Walker. Hi. Hi, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Oh, God, John, it's an honor. How you doing?
I thought we were doing a bowing thing.
No, yeah, it was really good.
Okay.
Hi. The senator was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now us.
We
now
were all in
you.
the green room talking about the merits of Coke Zero and full fat Coke.
Yeah.
So if you see that come up on the docket for the Senate soon.
What was your perspective?
Well, Joe's a big Coke Zero
Hey,
person.
hey,
I don't want to
hey,
take
hey.
that from you.
Nobody's a Coke Zero person.
Okay.
Nobody's trying to do that. Yeah, I do enjoy it.
Why'd you get so defensive then?
Well, because the senator's full fat regular Coke, so it was sort of a whole. There was a debate going on.
No,
I'd say.
not a debate, a healthy talk.
I don't know. I've just been drinking alcohol mostly. So that's kind of my speed.
No one applauds for Coke Zero?
No.
No one. Coke Zero.
No. Let's just not talk about it.
I mean,
let's just not talk about it.
I really can never get over how Coke Zero began, which it was like, hey guys, Diet Coke, you don't suck cock. Try Coke Zero.
And to those of us who do,
It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
What a slap in the face.
And to those of us who never, thank you for our drink.
And for those of us who are thinking about it, what is it for us? What do we get?
What do we get?
Yeah.
What do we get? Now, Joe,
Whoa.
you have a murder mystery coming out next month called Murder on Sex Island, a Luella Van Horn mystery.
Yes.
Who did it?
I can't tell you that would be all the sales.
Now, great. Pass the test. Now, we were inspired by the idea being the mystery of murder, that we thought we'd bring all of you here tonight to solve some of the mysteries that we've been facing in a segment we're calling Mystery Meat.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, look what you've done with the graphics.
Wow.
It's incredible, the graphics you've done.
Really good music.
Oh, I love the Patty LaPone ham.
All right, let's start with this. This week, the press captured video of French President Emmanuel Macron's wife, Brigitte, pushing him in the face as the pair deplaned in Vietnam. That's the best part. Can we just roll it again? Can we just roll it again? Because you have to. It's the moment where he realizes the door's open and he can be seen. I love that. That is the most. What a comedy move. Like what?
Yeah.
Now, Macron played down the incident saying, "We are squabbling and rather joking," and he asked the press not to blow it into a sort of geoplanetary catastrophe. What do we think they were fighting about? French stuff, probably.
yeah,
Definitely.
whatever it is, I can't understand a word.
Yeah.
I'm not sold it's a fight. It seems like a sex thing.
Yes.
Doesn't it feel a little hot?
Wasn't Macron the one who had an affair with like his tutor or something like that?
I think that's the
This-
teacher.
his-
Yeah.
That's
his-
the
his
teacher.
wife
They got
is
that he's
older.
married to that lady still.
She's
I think,
even
yeah.
a 30-year age gap.
Yeah.
So
Right?
Oh, so
he-
that's their
He probably
dynamic.
didn't do his
Yes.
homework.
Oh, he didn't do
Yes,
his
she
homework.
said you didn't do your trigonometry. You
that's-
acting wrong, Macron. That's crazy. I didn't know they were still together.
Yeah. No, they stuck it out for sure.
Wow.
she's not anymore, to be clear. Did you think they're still?
Or isn't she?
Yeah,
You know
good
what I'm
Well, you
saying?
never know. I
Yeah.
do think it's like they got off of a private plane, right? That's the hope. Or a little plane, right? A little one. A little one.
Yeah.
No, no,
A
sure.
little one. A little private.
What's the French the version of Air Force One? Do they have like?
I think it's like petit pou, and they. I would say that if you are,
Royale with cheese.
if you were like, I am angry after travel.
Oh.
But if I was flying a little petit pou, and I came off of that and wanted to hit my young husband, I would say something is going on. Young husband, hit after private plane, petit pou.
What else is there to say?
What else is there to say?
I
What
rest- I
else
rest
is
my case.
Yeah, I mean that's it. The defense rests.
Panel rests.
All right. They do have a psychosexual energy at all times. Of
course.
Very
I wish,
sexual.
I wish I had that relationship where I would leave a dinner party and people would be like, they have such a psychosexual relationship. Doesn't that feel like the best thing?
I mean, don't we all?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think I've ever had anything that's been psychosexual.
I wish, like I would have,
Have
like,
you had either psycho or sexual?
of course, one.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be amazing?
Yeah.
I said, oh, honey, your eye's bleeding. I said, oh, it's part of my psychosexual relationship.
I want to have something psychosexual. I don't feel like Michael Douglas. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I just watched that movie. That is a movie that's very popular.
What's wild is that it's
That movie from like 1989.
Yeah, have you seen it?
It's very popular.
it is. You're right. But the crazy part is you could be talking about 3 or 4 movies because he was in psychosexual drama
He was doing a lot.
over and over again. Yeah. He's in Disclosure. He's in Fatal Attraction. He's in Basic Instinct, right?
That's the one I saw.
Yeah. And in every single movie, it's like, are we going to kill each other or are we going to have sex?
Yes.
And the answer is yes.
They don't make psychosexual films
They
anymore.
don't do
really.
that
Baby Girl.
anymore.
Oh, yeah, Baby Girl.
Baby Girl.
Because of the milk.
The Nicole Kidman
Oh,
one?
Oh, I
sure.
didn't see it. I'll see
It's
it.
psychosexual.
No, you're right.
Cool.
That is psychosexual.
Yeah.
You're right.
But otherwise, I agree. But that's what I loved about it is that it
Yeah.
was.
But it didn't.
Wasn't right.
It felt like no one's gonna kill each other. Everyone's having a good time.
Yeah, you didn't think anyone was going to kill each other.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's where the psycho comes in.
Yeah,
Right,
I see
right.
what you're saying.
Sure,
Right.
sure.
Basic
Yeah.
Instinct was really hard to watch. For that. I had to pause it.
At which point?
Yeah, there's
Oh.
a specific point he's thinking of.
Yeah. I know when I paused it. When it happened for you.
You know what's crazy
What?
is these things at iconic moments in film.
Sure.
You never expect these things to be. You think that they're gonna pause it in the film.
No.
Say this was the crazy.
Like in the movie theaters.
Yeah, and they just go right
Just
past
pause
it.
and have an attendant go out and go, could you believe that shit? All right, everybody ready? Cue it back up.
That's what I would like.
That would be good.
Every once in a while, I'll be on on the phone with a friend,
Yeah.
like online to get a coffee or something, and then I'll get up to the register and I'll try to pause my friend. And then I'll be like, oh, that's a person. It's not my friend. It's an actual person.
Yeah.
They're not content. Next up.
But they could be.
They could be.
Ah.
Oh, they could be. Tom Cruise made the rounds recently promoting Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, which the actor actually clings to the wing of an airplane as it hurtles through the air at 140 miles per hour. We have a clip.
You can't imagine how physically punishing it was for Tom to be on the wing.
That's what Emmanuel Macron's wife was doing.
And you know that Tom calls that plane petit pou.
Yeah, okay. Sure, yeah.
This isn't my original thought, but I've heard other people say this, but like every single time I see one of these, I'm like, I think Tom Cruise has wanted to die for a long time.
I love it.
I
It's so
think he's
populist to be like, do I live or do I die? I do it for your delight. I belong to
Yes.
you. He doesn't own his own body anymore.
No.
It's so
It's
cool.
so good. We own him.
Yeah. I think we're 5 years out from being in one of those like TV shows where it's like we can push a button, and if enough of us push a button, like he has
Yeah.
to let go of the plane.
Yeah.
I don't think we're far from that.
And what's crazy, if that's what the instructions were, he'd fucking do it for
He'd
us.
do it for sure.
Yeah.
He'd certainly do it for cinema. He cares
If
about
he knew it'd break box office records, he'd be like, absolutely.
in a heartbeat.
Shoot me with a gun live in the Regal Cinema Union Square if that's what it needs.
Yeah, if it'll make $1 billion in the box office.
Absolutely.
he'll do
I
it.
can't wait for him to go to space in that movie. You know about this?
Yeah,
He's
no,
going to
what?
space?
He's going
Actually?
to space.
They're doing a movie where he goes to space. I believe they don't have a script.
Sure.
He just was like, I want to go to space in a movie. And they're like, for sure, my guy.
It
The
is
morning show.
They
It's
have
a morning
two,
show.
They have 2 plot points.
Yes.
One is that he's going to go to space, and 2, he's going to shake hands with a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
That's what he wants.
Yeah.
He wants a firm. He's like, oh, when there's
Gail
a-
King will be the woman.
Yeah,
and
there's
they
a-
go up
there's
together.
an important look. As I get closer to the female lead in this film,
Yeah.
at our highest, most heightened emotional,
Mm-hmm.
psychosexual moment,
Yeah.
we will do a firm handshake
Sure.
to announce that we are partners in my space mission.
Mm-hmm.
I like
And that's
that.
that's what I love about his
I
movies
like
now
that.
too.
Tom Cruise and Katy Perry dapping each other up.
Absolutely.
That's
their
beautiful.
want
Yeah,
to
that's
do.
beautiful.
He's been reckoning for so long. I'm glad he gets to do one last reckon.
Just one. This is the last one.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is it. That's it. There was the penultimate reckoning.
What a catchy name for that one.
Yeah, they've changed. And now the final one.
Yeah.
And he'll die for us. And does the movie make sense? I don't remember.
Doesn't need to.
Doesn't need to.
His cousin is an actor.
Who is his
Really?
cousin? What's his cousin's name?
His cousin was in a show. Actually, I think that maybe we don't need to go on
Lost.
this.
His cousin was in
tangent.
Lost, is what the audience is saying.
Lost.
Someone said
they're saying.
Lost. His cousin
No,
was in
no,
Lost?
I didn't see that.
Is it you?
Wrong,
Okay,
sir.
so if Joe hasn't seen it, that means it can't be true.
Someone with a microphone is speaking. What did you see?
I actually think that it's time to move on.
Okay. Okay. Next up, we have Patti LuPone talking about Audra McDonald. This week in the New Yorker interview, Patti LuPone said fellow Broadway legend Audra McDonald is, quote, not a friend. She also described her 7-year relationship with Kevin Kline as painful and said Trump-controlled Kennedy Center should get blown up. I missed that part because I only really focused on the Audra McDonald part. When asked how Audra McDonald is doing as the current lead in Gypsy, the same show Patti won a Tony for in 2008, LuPone sat in silence for 15 seconds and then said, "What a beautiful day." Now, insane.
True hater shit.
That's crazy. And then now Audra McDonald was asked, "Hey, this is weird. Here's what Patti LuPone just did." And Audra McDonald was, "I haven't talked to her in years. I have no idea what this is about."
That rules.
Wow.
And did you get to the part in the interview where she's going to town on a baby artichoke?
Yeah, that's the best part.
I like that part
She
too.
orders a fried artichoke and she really goes to town, and then she tells the table next to her that they're being too loud, which is hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine Patti LuPone being at a table in a small cafe and that's not the loudest table.
Remember when Patti LuPone yelled at a photographer for taking pictures?
And it was, in fact, a photographer hired by the show.
It was incredible. And that didn't come out
That
till
part's
later.
been erased from the narrative
it was
completely.
like Patty stood up against phone culture. And it's like, she yelled at somebody
Yeah.
who worked there.
Yeah, literally.
That's
It's me right
cool.
now. How dare you hear me right now?
Wait, can we go back to the photo that we had up before we move on really quickly? I just, this feels clear to me that whoever runs the show has chosen sides. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because it's like, if you look here, you got Audra McDonald looking like Felicia Rashad at her finest. You know what I'm saying?
totally.
That looks like Claire Huxtable at her best, and then we've got Patti LuPone straight up looking like Danny DeVito when he played the Penguin.
Yeah.
That's a Batman Returns ass photo. That's a little homie who climbed up from the sewers if I've ever seen one. That's crazy.
Did you know in that movie he's just trying to find his parents?
What? The Penguin? Is that true?
Yeah.
I thought he was just trying to wreak havoc and become the mayor.
No, he's trying to find his parents because he was left in the basket, like Moses.
And Danny DeVito, his cousin's an actor too.
But he does not want to say any more about that.
Yeah, we can't talk about that
If you
anymore.
knew who I was talking about and you knew that
Someone does.
And you silenced them.
they knew I didn't see that show.
He said, "I know who it is." Joe Firestone looks out the window for 15 seconds in silence. And then says, "It's a lovely day."
It's just so interesting to think about why it can't be mentioned. That's what's so interesting.
I know that I don't know the name of the show. And I know that it'll take me all year to figure it out. Can I ask you something though? Because seriously,
Do you want him to
showbiz.
name more of the person's credits? Maybe we'll get to the show.
That actually might be helpful, but can I ask you something really quick? Does
Yeah.
anyone ever say, "Oh, you're Jon Lovett"?
People think I'm Jon Lovett, and that actually helps with the booking of this show.
Yeah, sure.
We have some really confused.
I'm frustrated right now to learn.
It tends to every once in a while there'll be like a.
I had so many questions about the critic to ask.
Yeah. No. Well, I get surprising number of questions about my stepmom as an alien. Believe it or not.
I believe it.
It's a terrible film where Dan Aykroyd falls in love with an alien played by Kim Basinger, and
Things get psychosexual.
they do. It's from that era of '80s movie where like the coolest thing on earth was a hot woman with the mind of a child.
Yeah.
That was like it was like a lot of movies like that.
True. Wasn't that was kind of Weird Science, right?
There's Weird Science.
Yeah.
There's a movie about a fallen angel that was like that. There was The Fifth Element, which is later, but it's like that. There's a bunch of movies where it's like, it's every guy's dream come true.
Yeah.
It's Kim Basinger, but so stupid.
Yeah.
Right, and then I bet that's what kind of started the look who's talking trend.
For sure. Yeah. No, we all. I completely understand how we got there. And
Because mind of an
right,
adult.
right. Whoa, I
with
see.
a
It's a
baby.
flip. It's a flip. It's the
reversal.
reversal. It's a reversal. It's a baby with the mind of an adult. You were right.
And which begat Family Guy.
Wow.
Right.
You know,
with-
all roads lead to Family
all
Guy.
guy leads to all the roads.
guy leads to
All guys
Family
lead to
Road.
road family. That's for sure.
Road family. That doesn't sound like something legal.
Josh, you have an off-Broadway show called Ta-Da, premiering next month, directed by Omari Sam Pinkelton.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good guy.
That's really cool.
Let's get this out there. Attack a Broadway legend.
Oh, yeah. Who should we attack?
Let's start a feud.
Oh, I'll attack Cola Scola.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, get him.
Well, they're not funny. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they've cribbed everything from open micers.
Right.
They're doing such hack stuff. Everybody's doing their Mary Todd Lincoln impressions at the open mics.
If you was at the mic in 2016, we was all doing
You
that.
saw O'Mary. We
Yeah.
were all doing Mary Todd.
Yeah, we were always doing that.
So
And
yeah.
they took my hairstyle.
Yeah. Yeah. And your whole sort of sense of fashion, quite
Yeah.
honestly.
I like this watch. That's,
Hey, thank you so much. I got it online.
that's nice.
Oh, I love buying stuff online. We both do that.
It's nice.
Do you have any boxes?
You like to take something home, you mean?
Do you have boxes at your house?
Boxes? Yeah,
Cardboard?
for sure.
Could I have them?
Yeah, come with me after the show. We'll get you some boxes. I got boxes.
Because I was going to go to Staples in the morning.
Buy boxes? No. Things you don't have to buy. Salt packets, napkins, boxes.
Yeah.
Napkins? Cloth?
Cloth, yeah, you can't take those from the restaurant.
Oh.
But paper napkins, you can just grab anywhere.
Family style.
Family style.
You know,
Road
this is
family.
really awesome. I've known Joe Firestone for years, but this is the first time I've ever made the connection that Joe is basically a white Tracy Morgan.
Wow. That is...
This is
Or is Tracy the white Joe Firestone?
Say that. Say that.
It's
say
sort of a
that.
chicken or egg,
Yeah, we're
don't you
drawing new
think?
conclusions.
That is...
This is incredible.
I
you
have
know?
never... Honestly,
Just-
what a compliment.
No, it is. Just like the funniest person who's like thinking on a wavelength that like we haven't accessed it, but
Yeah.
once we catch up, we're gonna be like, well, they were a genius all along.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like if you went and played like Van Halen for Benjamin Franklin, he'd be freaked out.
Yeah.
Deism. That was his
Deism,
religion.
yes, you're right.
So it's in the
Honestly, I'm learning. I'm learning how to. I'm understanding how I'm understanding. He was a deist,
That's right.
as in Jefferson too, right? What was his deal? He cut all the words out of the Bible. Remember?
Deism.
Jefferson did?
Yeah.
Why?
You know, that
Well,
wasn't...
every word?
No, just the.
So there were no words left? Because I don't see the point. Did he just need the paper?
Yeah.
Just
then
stop.
it's
Just
kinda-
don't do that.
What's crazy is that there were scissors back then.
Whoa.
Do we know that?
Whoa.
Because that's like a big deal, the scissor. They're like, no, I have a crazy idea. 2 knives at once.
No.
One hand.
No.
It's crazy.
Don't do it.
Imagine if you hadn't seen scissors and somebody explained it, you'd be like, you're an idiot. You're
Yeah,
gonna
Of
do it yourself.
course.
What
You'd
a
be like,
stupid
you'd be like,
idea.
why would anyone ever need that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got a knife. And they're like, what if you had 2 and a fulcrum point? What?
Yeah. No, with holes for your fingers. What?
What?
What? In
Do
the
you
blades?
think the tool came first or the lesbian act? Do you think one was... Do you think lesbians did it and somebody went, that's how I should cut paper? Probably, right? Probably.
Probably.
You gotta assume.
Yeah.
You gotta assume the act is first.
Yeah.
You got
Like, I've been tearing it and it looks like shit.
Yeah.
And with elegance, these women are making love.
Yeah.
Think of the smooth lines I could have on my paper cuts.
Somebody saw Eleanor Roosevelt getting busy and they were like, oh, okay, no.
They're not ready. They're not
They're not
ready.
ready. They're not ready. They're not ready to picture that.
You understand?
They're not ready for that
Okay.
conversation.
Like in my mind, I was like, it's Eleanor Roosevelt and Amelia Earhart for some reason.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay, we're on the same
Yeah, that
page.
tracks.
Can I
We're on
tell
the
you
same
something
page.
bad
Fuck
about
you
LA
guys.
though?
People don't want to know that Eleanor was our first queer president.
Yeah.
They're like, but
In
I thought she
LA
wasn't either. It's like she was both, actually.
There you go.
Can I tell you something bad about LA? Okay, I'm just gonna tell you something bad about
At
LA.
last.
Yeah.
Okay, every time I've gone to a party in LA, someone asks if I'm dressed like Amelia Earhart.
And can I just clarifying question and also sort of just scientifically set a control group?
Yeah.
When you lived in New York, did this happen at all?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
And do
Interesting.
you dress differently in LA because it's warmer?
No, I don't dress any different. And every
That's true. You dress the exact same here. I can verify that as someone who's known you a long time.
I'm not going to Halloween parties. I'm going to normal parties where people say, "You dress like Amelia Earhart?" What kind of people are here?
Who's the most famous person who accused you of that? Can you name any names?
Charles Lindbergh.
So you're going to a lot of sort of pretty anti-Semitic parties, it sounds like. So these are pretty anti-Jewish events that you're attending.
I kinda,
America First kind of a place, so no wonder.
I guess I didn't mention that part. Charles? Wow. We skipped all those cards, huh?
Yeah. I feel like we've taken the show in a different direction than you wanted.
Yeah, we can come back.
Yeah, we'll come back
We
to
can
where
come
you
back.
need us to be.
Remember
Next
that?
up. At Sunday's American Music Awards, Benson Boone
Benson Moon.
Yeah.
backflipped off a flight of stairs to the stage. Let's take a look.
He's always doing
He's always
that.
flipping.
He's always doing that.
Yeah. I'll just say he came to SNL and they had this nigga doing flips like a circus animal. It was crazy. It was crazy. They had him doing promos, just doing flip after flip after flip
He's
like he
used
was
to
a
it.
dolphin. It was.
He's used to it.
I was like,
He's used
leave
to it.
this man alone. Let him sing his little
I
songs.
think he's Mormon.
Yeah.
They've had him flipping since 9. He's drinking soda and flipping.
Yeah.
We know this.
He sings a song about how his wife, or he's got a girl, and he doesn't.
Yeah, don't assume.
He sings that song. I've got a girl, and I've got my life, and then the worst thing is it's going away. Thank you, God.
Right.
Isn't that the song?
It's something like, yes.
Why is it going away?
It's just like, you know that?
He's worried he's going to lose everything. He
Yes,
has all
that's
the
right.
things in the world, and he's worried that it's going to go away.
Right.
And then
God-
why does he say thank you God to
It's
that?
like, how does it go?
You know the song.
God, I got.
So, Devin, you have a new podcast. My Favorite Lyrics, where you talk to comedians about their favorite lyrics.
Yeah.
So these are Joe's.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you think that an executed backflip is sort of good for the music? Is good for art?
Do I think doing backflips is good for art? I mean, yeah, absolutely. I think the more difficult physical stunts an artist can pull off, the more I can respect them. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. Because a lot of people can sing, scream into a microphone.
Yeah.
But to get those kinds of abs.
Yeah, to be able to get abs. And you know what I will say about him is he will complete the flip. He's never lip syncing either. He'll complete the flip and then continue like singing like nothing happened. And
Respect.
That's full respect.
That's like Pink. When Pink's flying around singing, I'm like, respect.
Whoa, that's so true. Yeah,
Don't you feel?
She's doing like Cirque du Soleil at her
Literally.
at her concerts.
I
Yeah,
got the song. There's
thought you were about to say at
things
her
that
age.
I've got. Wow!
both things impressive.
Oh, you got it now?
Yeah.
Wow!
Yeah.
Beautiful things that I've got. Wow!
Right.
That's what that song's about.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what.
I'm literally putting it together.
literally. This is what I'm talking about. She's thinking on a different level.
Yeah.
Than we're.
Wow! Wow!
In a recent episode of Let's Talk Off Camera with Kelly Ripa, Jeremy Renner recalls briefly dying while being crushed in a freak snowplow accident on New Year's Day in 2023.
You don't see anything but what's in your mind's eye, like you're the atoms of who you are, the DNA, like your spirit is. It's like the highest adrenaline rush, but the peace that comes with it,
Now, that's him talking about
White
dying.
Tracy Morgan. I mean,
They're everywhere.
And here he is talking about returning to the realm of the living.
I didn't want to come back. I remember. And I was brought back, and I was so pissed off. I came back. I'm like, oh. And then I saw the eyeball again. I'm like, oh.
Not the eyeball.
Also, wait a second. I know this is beside the point, but why the fuck does Kelly Ripa have a podcast?
Because I don't know. Everyone,
That's crazy.
It's
She's
like-
on.
It's
She's
called
on,
Let's Talk About This Off Air, and she does it on air.
right.
Off camera. I
Off
see.
camera.
She's like, finally, I
It's-
can take the makeup off.
Sure.
But, yeah, okay.
It's just audio.
Take it back.
Kelly Ripa has to have a podcast. Everybody's got to have a podcast
She's been on
now.
TV every day for like 25 years.
people
And
think-
doing a talk show, which is a podcast.
Yeah, that's what I'm
it's not like
saying.
she's like, oh, finally, I get to take the mask off.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
Yeah,
okay.
you've seen me play all these villains, but now you get to know the real Kelly
Yeah.
Ripa.
I suppose.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I know podcasting seems easy, but it's not.
Wait, so what happened? He got trapped under snow.
He got trapped under a snowplow. Snowplow falls on top. Remember, there was like now that I've heard him talk about it, because we joked about it at the time, but you didn't realize, like, oh my god,
The actual
he
plow.
died. The plow fell on top of him somehow.
Oh my
I don't really remember the details of it, but the plow goes on top of him, and he was fucked up for a while.
Oh.
He really, I guess, he really did like leave the realm. Here's our mystery: what did he see beyond the veil?
Well, those graphics were incredible. It's hard to know really, but it does seem like, you'd hope an angel.
And he was referencing an eyeball. There seemed to be a giant eyeball.
an eyeball in the sky. What? His own.
Oh.
He saw his own
that was him
eyeball.
coming
Well,
back?
that you're never supposed to see. Wait, it came out.
You shouldn't see
Is that a real thing?
Yeah,
his
your
eyeball
eyeballs-
fell out of his fucking head.
Your eyeballs
And
can
he
fall
saw
out.
that.
Your eyeballs can fall out.
And his cousin's an actor too, you say? Oh my God. Wow.
But eyeballs
Oh,
can fall
that's.
out.
Yeah, they definitely can. Oh, that's horrific. That's horrific.
That's why you didn't want to come back.
Sure.
I get that.
Yeah, if your eyes all outside your head, it's like you don't want to.
You
I
never want to
know.
see
You
the
don't wanna
back of
be
your
aware of
eyeball.
that.
No, you
You're
don't
not
wanna see
supposed to
that.
see it.
Wait.
That's some-
Hold
yeah.
on.
Go ahead.
Sorry, not to fact check,
You have
but
the floor.
if you're looking at the back of your eyeball, doesn't that mean you're lying?
Yeah, shouldn't he have been seeing snow?
Well, I think in my mind, here's what I'm seeing in my mind. Here's what I'm imagining.
He's looking at the back of his eyeball?
This is what I'm imagining. Okay, here's.
Oh, there's two eyes. I forgot.
You're on your back. You're on your back. This one's out.
Right.
And kind of flopped over.
Right,
And you're
I
like,
got you.
I am looking
I
at
got
it. You're seeing snow. I mean, I think this
I
one's
got
not
you.
working good.
Yeah.
Once it's out.
I got you.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
true.
Once it's out.
Not doing
Once
what
it's
it's supposed
out.
to do
I
at
was
that
getting
point.
mixed up because with
They
the
don't like to
you-
work
like
when
when
they're
you're-
out of their case.
Like when your AirPods are too far from the phone.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Or I was thinking about how you know how an ass. You
Like
know
a-
how an ass.
like
you
a burrow?
No, an ass. You know
Like
how
a
an
donkey.
ass.
Like a butt.
booty.
Like,
Like
you
a
know
butt.
how an
Like a
ass.
booty butt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know how
like
you
a
think
booty
you have two, but you just have one.
You have two cheeks.
That's right. But,
But it's all
really
part
just,
of one
it's just
organism.
One.
Yeah.
You have two eyes and one pair of eyeballs.
That's right.
Mystery solved.
Well, I didn't know any of this about Mr. Renner. I really
that's
have a lot of
great.
empathy
All
for
that
him
he
now.
got crushed by the snowplow, and then he went and did another Avengers movie,
Oh well, the TV show.
Damn.
the TV show.
Archery Man.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Oh, did Hawkeye get a TV show?
Hawkeye is a very good TV show. Christmas.
Love It or Leave It is brought to you by Planned Parenthood, Federation of America. Your body is your own. Planned Parenthood believes everyone should have the freedom to make decisions about their health, including abortion, whenever and wherever they need it. Today and every day, Planned Parenthood is committed to ensuring that everyone has the information and resources they need to make their own decisions about their bodies. Whether you need STI testing and treatment, birth control, gender-affirming care, cancer screenings, or abortion, Planned Parenthood is there for you and all of us. But some lawmakers want to force their personal beliefs on everyone else. They're pushing bills to block people from getting sexual and reproductive care. They're cutting access to reproductive health care, trying to block coverage for birth control, promoting abstinence only until marriage programs, and attacking Planned Parenthood. Simply put, the government wants more control over our bodies, decisions, and futures. Right now, millions of people are at risk of losing access to care, especially women, people of color. rural communities, and people with low incomes. Planned Parenthood believes healthcare is a human right, and together with people like you and me, they're fighting every day to build the future we deserve, one where everyone can get the care they need, no matter who they are or where they live. Supporters like you power this work. Donate to support Planned Parenthood now at plannedparenthood.org/protect. That's plannedparenthood.org/protect. All right, let's turn the lights up. We got some saucy bitches on the stage. And so we've decided to give the live audience an ounce of their powers in a segment we're calling it Love It or Leave Grill Marks. Nice. They're meat themed. All the segments were vaguely meat themed.
Hey, I'm so sorry. What did somebody do with my neck?
That is a different neck. Show them the neck that you have right now.
It just is not on the side.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to know why they had to pick someone who was looking to the side with my head looking to the front.
I was going to say how I've never worn that hat, but you're right. Your neck's the problem.
And I was going to say about how they took the logo off of my cap that I had. That was a logoed cap, and they took it off. Oh, also, that's just a differerent guy's body.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
None of us are on the
I
right
guess they
body.
all
I just don't know what I did to become Death Becomes Her.
You are Death Becomes Her in that.
That's true. They got Joe Firestone on the HGH in the photo.
They're very strong in the photo. Okay.
You look powerful.
Yeah, well.
Now, please raise your hand because you're going to tell us about someone or something from your life that you would like us to roast. Then our guest will help provide a sick burn.
You do.
Raise your hands, you cowards.
An example is like someone who cut in front of you in line at the grocery store.
Yeah, or like Jews.
You know, you would really love these parties I go to.
Unbelievable. This is a first brick at Stonewall situation. Imagine you would go second. Thank you. Unbelievable. This is how Trump happens. Bunch of people sitting on their fucking hands looking around to see who else will go first.
That's true.
So, is it on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got to hear this. So the other day I was crossing the street and there was two men in a big truck and they had a police siren and they went weird and we were like, are the police coming? And then they had a microphone and they said, people crossing, which was like kind of funny. But maybe you could roast them, I don't know.
I have so many clarifying questions.
Yeah, and I just don't know if you heard our examples of grocery store and Jews.
Any questions you have, I'm willing to answer them.
Were you crossing like with the light and they were helping you, or you felt they were mocking you?
They weren't helping me by playing like a police siren while I was trying to cross.
Were they driving past you or were they parked?
No, it was one of those crosswalks where they have to stop because it's like a crosswalk.
Oh, got
yeah.
you.
Yeah, so I was like in the crosswalk and they were like, people crossing.
Now, can I ask, this is a slightly delicate question. Some men, they don't have words. Do you think you were being hit on?
No, because we were together. It was just,
Well,
we were just people crossing.
Maybe they
know?
just didn't respect him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or they're bi.
Or they're bi.
They're bi
They were
guys.
trying to get at
They
both
didn't say
of y'all.
people crossing.
No,
Yes.
I have to say it didn't have the energy of a cat call. It wasn't like a weird sexual thing. It was just like
Well, a lot of us
out
are really
to, like,
creative with how we do it now.
be annoying.
Do they have catcalling in LA? Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying it.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Wait, Joe, can you give your best catcall to the person who asked the question?
Yeah, I would be like,
Okay, yeah, let's hear
people
it.
crossing.
All right, we're done.
Sorry.
Yeah, I guess it feels like we did that one.
That
Thank you for
was
raising your hand. Thank you for going
pretty
first.
good. Oh,
See,
we got
see,
another
now
one.
the hands start going up
Not-
every goddamn
well,
time.
If they saw the caliber of roasts they'll get from us.
Yeah, I think sometimes roast feels scary because it's like, oh, the oven's up to 450, but then it's like, no, we're just putting carrots in here.
That's a great point.
It's such a good point. And also, by the way, you for a lot of the time you're cooking a roast, you don't cook it that hot.
Oh, because you're talking about, yeah.
Like a roast.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You don't turn when you're roasting a
Well,
roast, you actually don't turn it to
yeah,
roast,
you
not
use
right
one of
away,
those.
maybe at the end. Maybe at the end.
You use one of those bidet pans?
Bidet pants?
Yeah. What? Bidet pans?
What are they called?
I know what word you're. It's also French.
Like shoots up the water in your
No,
ass?
no.
Well, that's what
That's
you
a
said,
bidet.
Joe.
Yeah, that's a bidet.
And words matter.
Should I go?
Should you?
Fair. Totally fair.
Do you know what I'm talking about, though? The bidet pan?
I don't. Okay, so I have a lot of tattoos, and when people come to ask me about them, they always gotta touch them.
Oh.
Like I was at a movie theater, like waiting in line to get snacks or whatever, and this guy is just like, "Wow, look at your ink." I know him. It's okay.
Okay.
I was just like, "Where did you get them?" And like I had to like walk away from, and this happens all the time. People always gotta touch them.
I didn't know that was something that
Me
happened.
neither, I'm learning.
Does other people have tattoos here? Nah, you fucking squares. So you're looking for something to say back to this person when someone's touching your tattoo?
Yeah, sure. It's always just this awkward thing where I have to be like, "Please stop touching me," and then there's just this silence where they're looking at me like I'm crazy or like I just said something super rude.
And these are complete strangers.
Yes.
I think as soon as they reach for you, you should be like, "Help!"
Yeah.
That'll disarm anybody immediately, and I guarantee you they won't make contact.
Yeah.
That's not a roast so much as it is just a life suggestion.
Have you thought about having a whistle? Just having a whistle at all times. A whistle really keeps people at bay, I think. It just sort of is a surprising thing to hear at the movies.
Or you could get a big truck with a police siren.
Ooh.
Yes, you should reach out to the people crossing guys.
You know,
People touching. People touching. Whoop, whoop. People touching.
But if we want to get into the spirit of, you could go something down this. I'm just going to give an area. An area would be like, if your wife won't let you touch her, why do you think a stranger would be interested? How about that?
yeah.
You know?
I know
and then it'd be
one-
like,
yeah.
I'm not married. And you're like, of course you're not. You're not likable.
Wow.
You don't have a good personality. You're reaching out to a stranger because you're so fucking alone. And by the way, this won't help. There's something wrong with you. You're wrong. You're wrong. You'll never be right. There's something wrong with you, and it will never, ever be fixed. You could try that.
That's good.
You should have put that in one of the Obama speeches.
Wait, no, you did. That was a quote. That was a quote.
No, it was the
I was
second
thinking,
inaugural.
Jess, if you wanted to do it, just a quick one, where it's like, touch your own arms.
That's good.
But I will say sometimes, I know it doesn't look like it up here, but I am a little bit shorter than other people, and sometimes people pick me up like a bug, and I
Like
gotta
with
be
a
like, put me
glass?
down.
What'd you say?
Like with a glass and a piece of paper?
No, not with a glass, but sometimes people be like, "Could I pick you up?" And I'm like, "No," and then they pick me up and my legs are dangling like a bug, and then I said, "Put me down," and then and I would say sometimes I'm like, "You shouldn't have done that."
That's good.
That's really good. That's really good.
Oh, I have one. Wait, Joe B. Touching my tattoos.
Oh yeah, whoa.
No, you're going to smudge it.
That's good.
That's good.
That's really good. Let's do it. Here's somebody up here. There's somebody back there. We can go there. They were closer
Now
to
it's
you.
really cooking.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
All right. So I drive a lot. I have a lot of long drives and everything. And, thank you. Yeah.
Hong Kong? Can we get a
Yeah.
Hong Kong?
Sometimes,
Hong Kong.
I like to listen to podcasts and everything on these long drives and everything.
Well, you're
And-
at the right show.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. And, I like to get my news from podcasts too. And, there's this one guy who uses very pessimistic and very realist statistics, and his name may or may not be Dan Pfeiffer.
Oh. Okay.
So how do I cope with his realism?
So you're asking me to. So you want me to figure out how to insult Dan Pfeiffer, my co-host?
I mean, you're saying that. You're the one saying that.
You're saying Dan Pfeiffer is delivering hard truths that are too hard for you to. Maybe you should check out Kelly Ripa's podcast. I think you'll find a pleasant experience there, though occasionally it gets pretty dark. I've only heard one episode, and it was about Jeremy Renner fucking dying
I think
and his
maybe it's
eyeball
like
coming out of his
Kelly
head.
Ripa's TV show. That seems like a pleasant experience.
Because Dan never talks about about what it's like to pierce God's veil and see to the other side and wish he didn't have to come back. He never talks about that. It's just polling.
Yeah, it sounds like you got roasted, and I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It wasn't
supposed to happen like that. It was friendly fire.
Oh, wow.
It was friendly fire. We got you. We got you. Yeah, I mean, I guess what I would say is, eat shit, Dan. Just as something to use, throw out there. All right, let's do one more.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi. Here in town from Sacramento, and I got a good roast. So
The Mentalist.
yes, I was at the AOC Burn rally in Folsom, the one with like 30,000 people. It was insane. And there was this dude flying a plane over this rally for a good like 45 minutes. Saying
Was Tom Cruise hanging on it?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, just about.
Okay.
But yeah, so this guy was just like flying over the crowd for like 45 minutes. So, yeah.
Just to be obnoxious, you think?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, buzzing you.
Oh,
yeah. So I think he could use a good roasting.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, I would just say I think something like, there's something wrong with you. You're broken, and it'll never be right.
And he was in like a little, what are they called? Little
A petit
Cessna, like
poo.
a petit poo. I mean, isn't that like one of the most dangerous? Like people die in that all the time, right? Flying those little things.
little planes,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure he's gonna roast himself.
Yeah, he's going to get roasted pretty good. There is something interesting, because this happened in L.A. after Trump won. There were these kind of caravans of pickup trucks like driving around. Like I saw them in you saw them? They were
People
driving
people crossing.
People crossing. But they had like giant Trump flags that seemed quite custom. And they were just driving around with like air horns and making noise and taking up space driving through. I saw them in Burbank. I saw them in Los Feliz. And they had this, I caught the eyes of one guy passing it, and he had this look on it like, yeah, you're pissed. And it's like, I'm good. Like I was actually, this is a little annoying, but there was something really interesting about it, because it was like, oh wow, the psychic victory you thought you would feel, the emotional release. Like you thought you were going to feel better when Trump won. You thought Trump win was going to feel like winning in a kind of deeper way for you, but clearly it's not. Clearly you're not getting enough out of Trump's victory to satisfy that emptiness that led you to be so excited and supportive of him in the first place. So now you got to get in your truck and get right up next to the liberals that you think are sad. But isn't it strange how as much as you want Schadenfreude to feel good, it doesn't work, does it? Maybe a little bit, maybe for a second, but it doesn't last. It doesn't fucking keep. It doesn't work. So that guy's driving around in a fucking airplane trying to ruin some stranger's day because there's something broken in him that Trump winning couldn't fix, because it never could, because it's all a fucking lie. And I think he'll never hear that. We won't reach him with that, but it's nice for us to think about, I think. It's a roast we can hold in here.
Yeah. Also, it's like that you don't. If you're flying, if you've ever been in an airplane, you don't really get to know what's going on down below.
Have we considered maybe he was lost?
Like somebody that you're dressed as all the time.
Yeah.
That is so LA of you.
All right. Good job, everybody. Thank you for your questions. Thank you to Joe, Devin, and Josh. Josh's Tada will begin on Off-Broadway this July at the Greenwich House Theater. Tickets are on sale now at joshsharptada.com. You can listen to My Favorite Lyrics wherever you get your podcasts. And Murder on Sex Island, a Luella Van Horn mystery, hits stores in June. I'm excited about that. That's cool. And that's our show. That's it. Thank you to Senator Adam Schiff, Joe Firestone, Devon Walker, and Josh Sharp. There are 521 days until the midterms. Have a great night and have a great weekend.